Hello and welcome. This is going to be just a general reading for the rest of November. So I'm going to take Five of Swords. Actually, I'll take all of them. Okay, so we have Six of Cups on top of the deck. Knave of Swords is underneath of that. And Two of Wands is underneath of that with the Moon. The Moon also came out. And then Ace of Cups. So I think you, I'll leave that one out too. I think you are not only looking at your own reflection and just the path that you have walked, so you're self-reflecting, looking at what you perceive as failures and looking at what you perceive as successes. Five of Swords, I almost get like maybe you have a project this month, and this project could be anything from something physical to maybe you have an idea of something you need to achieve. So this could be something of like fixing your self-image, maybe almost like a New Year's resolution maybe, but like in November. But it has to do with something with yourself. Um, so a goal, a project, something you're trying to manifest into your life. Three of Swords came out. Three of Pentacles also kept showing up while I was shuffling, and three has to do with, to me, is not only like a master number, but it's also a balancing number. So this could just be you're learning to either balance yourself, balance your emotions, balance your energy, balancing something in your life, and that's going to assist you in achieving whatever self-work goal that you have. And I think you're going to find you're finding your motivation this month, but in finding that motivation after this month, you're going to find a lot more successes than failures. And by self-reflecting, you're allowing yourself to critique yourself. Month of November. So we have Stargate of Orion and Universal Love. So you're being guided through this chosen journey of yours. And you're also pulling energy from unique sources. You're being sent energy through unique sources. And Star Child was actually on top of the deck before I shuffled, so maybe portal opening could be something that you achieve this month. So, this mandala has come to remind you of the stardust that creates your very being. The Stargate within this mandala is a direct entry point to travel within the Orion constellation. Surrounding the Stargate are symbols that send forth light codes to further awaken your crystal being. This card indicates that you are an advanced initiate on your path. By advanced, this mandala simply suggests that your physical self has become more of a light body. You may utilize this mandala to contact the Orion constellation through meditation. There are beings there who are ready and willing to assist you in your evolution should you choose to make this journey. Finally, this mandala asks you to connect with the water elements both physically and energetically. Connect physically by swimming in natural water sources and increasing your pure water intake. On an energetic level, there is much for you to master with the water elementals. So take the time to connect through the below meditation. Stargate of Orion meditation. Place the Stargate of Orion mandala under your bed. The light codes and activation within the Stargate will be received through the night and integrated whilst you sleep. Note also that this mandala will bring a very restful and deep night's sleep. You may use this mandala to consciously open yourself to the energy of Orion constellation with the intention of communicating with the resident beings in service. Sit comfortably and place the mandala directly in front of you. This mandala will connect at a higher vibration if you place yourself by natural water or bring a bowl of water into your meditation space. Now close your eyes, focus on the breath, feel yourself grounded on the earth you sit upon, and allow those beings wishing to communicate with you to be present. When you are ready, bring your awareness back to your body. Move your hands and feet, and then open your eyes. So, interesting thing with that being said of how it mentioned, consuming, clean water and stuff like that. Upon doing research, I generally try to drink distilled water. That's just me. Distilled water is it's like the purest form of water. It takes out arsenic, fluoride, things like that. Fluoride was like calcifies your pineal gland. It's also, they put it in toothpaste, groundwater. And there's a website, I think different states have them for whatever state or city that you live in, but you can actually check the water quality around you. There's a veterans home that's not far from me. It's probably about 40 miles from me, and they actually have arsenic in the water that they give to the veterans who stay at that veterans home. The only way to get arsenic out of your water is through reverse osmosis, which is distilling it. So maybe looking into, this self reconstruction, I guess you could call it, looking into what you're putting into yourself. So I know I use the distilled water to make like tea and everything at my house, and when I use the distilled water versus the tap water, it actually changes colors. It's scary. Okay. $16 and 32. If you have drawn this sigil, you are doing what you are doing for control. Your hidden motive of control is causing you pain and other people pain as well. You are most likely trying to control the inevitable or control the uncontrollable. As a result, you are feeling powerless, terrified, and out of control. You are focusing on something as if it is something that you can control and as if controlling it will prevent pain. This is especially true when you are trying to control things external to you. It is a superbly powerless position to put yourself into, require them to do something else so that you can feel good. In this way, trying to control puts you squarely out of control. This is why it could be said that control is an illusion. Look at the situation and ask yourself, how am I trying to control in this scenario? Criticism is often an attempt to gain control of others. We are only critical of something when we are afraid we will be affected by something. Criticism is a cry for help in disguise. It is a cry for help that says, I feel powerless to others, and so I can't trust myself to make myself feel good, and especially to feel emotionally safe. And so I need you to correct this thing that is going to cause me pain so I don't have to feel bad. Control is impregnated with disapproval. If I am going to control myself, I am disapproving of myself in some way and distrusting of myself in some way. If I am controlling of other people, I am disapproving of and distrusting them in some way. If you have drawn this sigil, constantly trying to assert your power to influence or direct your own and or other people's behavior as well as the course of events is the problem at hand. You are controlling yourself and or controlling others in ways that do not benefit anyone. What behaviors and course of events are you trying to avoid? The way that you are going about it may simply be getting you into another painful situation. Pushing against what you do not want is making it impossible to bring about what you actually do want. Judgment. If you have drawn this sigil, your negative judgment in this scenario is making it impossible to get the result you want. To have a perspective at all, you must judge. To even call a clock is to judge it as a clock and thus restrict its potential energy to that of a clock. We judge. That's what people do. And judgment, like any tool, can be beneficial to you or harmful to you depending on when and how it is used. We all have a perspective about each other. If you have an opinion, you have judged. Trying not to have an opinion defies life. It is the flexibility or openness of the opinion that makes the opinion either more or less painful. And it is our perspectives and individual preferences that fuel universal expansion. Hearing other people's honest perspectives can be very beneficial to our growth and to the expansion of the universe. A great many people try to get rid of all judgment in themselves. This is neither beneficial nor possible. However, noticing and changing your painful judgments, the ones that seek to push something away from you, as well as developing a flexibility in your perspective, is beneficial. If you have drawn this sigil, what you must first understand is that it is painful to negatively judge and disapprove of something for both the giver of the criticism and the receiver. In holding a negative judgment, we must match the frequency of our negative judgment, and so we hold ourselves as well as the receiver in a low vibrational chokehold. This is what we do when we try to push away anything in a universe based on the law of attraction. We do nothing but vibrationally join the thing that we are pushing against. It becomes included in our vibration. This is why many teachers and guides will tell you not to accept any negative judgment within yourself and instead adopt the policy that if you don't have something nice to think or say, don't think or say anything at all. But this is neither practical nor useful, and it puts a muzzle on a part of you that very much needs your attention and care. Becoming aware of your own judgment opens the door for growth, and sharing your honest opinion or experience, even if that opinion or experience is not positive, provides others with opportunity for growth. When we make judgments about situations, we believe behavior is due to something in a person's situation without fully understanding that person's situation. For example, we may judge someone who is irritable because they are on their period, when in fact it is because of something that we did to irritate them. When we make judgments about a person's character or personality, we believe their behavior is due to aspects of their personality, when often it isn't. Our brains are wired to make automatic judgments. We move through the world quickly discerning. We do not spend time or energy on understanding everything we perceive. When we judge, we have an attachment to right versus wrong and good versus bad. We are very black and white in the way that we relate to the world. We say a definitive yes or no to things without much openness or understanding. In truth, you may be terrified to understand and to open yourself to what you have already condemned. This is an understandable but unnecessary fear. It must also be said that people cannot change or often even admit to what you judge them for. It is too unsafe to do so. Flexibility and understanding are the only things that will make a person safe enough to look at the truth and make changes, especially changes that scare them. For example, if you judge someone as bad and wrong for eating meat, they will defend their stance because in that moment you are making them wrong and bad. If you push something away, which is what you are doing when you judge, it will not be open to you or your perspective. If you have drawn this sigil using awareness, patience, and bravery to get outside your attachment to what is right or wrong, good or bad, is critical so that you can understand instead of judge. Doing so sets the stage for unification, harmony, and communication that creates resolve. So, I think by removing attachments and taming yourself emotionally and mentally and intuitively, I think you'll be able to find your true north, and I think that's really going to help you find what fulfills you, you know? Clearly, you're being guided from many different angles to do this, to take this path. think of this like a slow nature walk, not a speed track. Paying attention to the details along the way. So I think what's really a better way to put it, I think this month you're kind of being repotted, you know? Um, your roots need a bigger pot to grow in. Your plant needs a different kind of nutrient right now. And with that new pot becomes new possibilities, new beginnings. So reconnecting with yourself, trusting your own currents, you know? Sometimes life just whips us around into a new direction. Sometimes we don't really know what to do, but the best thing you could do is just trust. Trust and go with it. And with this whole self reflection, looking back on things, think about all those times in the past where life kind of switched things around really fast. And it worked out. It brought you new things, brought you growth, new wisdom, deeper intuition. We have the chariot on top. Um, so this is definitely you're rediscovering your motivation, your self drive, you're rebuilding your self drive. I think that's a better way to put it. And the wheel is underneath that. You're aware of what you want, you're aware of what you can create, your capabilities. Now you just need to put it from park into drive. That's all. Um, King of Crystals came out. Yeah, as soon as this card came out, I swear I saw my cat. Um, he's definitely not a tiger, but we call him a little forest tiger. And I swear he got reincarnated into like a monk or something. I think he was a tiger in a past life. Um, so I'm getting with this card specifically right now, it's a very shamanistic feeling. Um, so when you repot a plant, right? It can be very chaotic for that plant. I mean, to you, you're just kind of moving some roots and dirt around, right? But for that plant, it's very disruptive, destructive, chaotic. It can be anxiety filled. Um, you need to nurture yourself this month. You also need to, along with taking this whole new pathway slowly, you need to filter your mental and emotional state. Um, and maybe try like self-calming techniques, maybe do like a body scan or something. Learning learning to filter out your emotions and letting them flow smoothly instead of explosively. Um, with this repotting, I think you're going to discover new beings. You're going to make like spiritually new friendships, new allies, partners, because this is going to create many new opportunities for you. So this is going to create a whole new um, community for you. And the Sun card also came out. So by letting go of the old, letting in the new, grounding yourself, self realization, as well as self reflection, and just rebuilding yourself is going to bring you a lot of joy, and it's going to bring a lot of things through to fruition. Subconscious mind. I realize that subconscious beliefs or programs may be holding me back from my desires. For example, if I want money, I may have been told things growing up that I am subconsciously holding on to. So I go back to my past and release beliefs that no longer align, substituting them with ones that do. Balance. I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with. I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them, but I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. I have found a healthy balance between being with friends and having self care time. Hopefully that helped, and I hope you have a wonderful month.